Alright guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to explain caring for bearded dragons. Not everybody's into lizards and reptiles and things like that. This video is mainly for the people that are researching how to take care of these animals. Bearded dragons are kind of known to be a starter lizard of sorts, mainly because they're easier to take care of than most species of lizards. Keep in mind, there is a lot of work that goes into taking care of these lizards. But anyway, I'm going to start off by showing you the enclosures and the shelving unit. So stand by. Okay. The shelving unit actually came from Costco. We were looking for a better system than what we had before. This shelving unit is 72 inches tall and was actually meant for like garage use. It could be something that you'd put like your camping gear and stuff on, but we eliminated two of the shelves so that we'd have space to get into the tanks and clean them and feed these guys and whatnot. But anyway, the tank, when we got these lizards, the tank actually came with it. These tanks are about 4.5 feet long and approximately 2 feet deep and 2 feet wide. But this is what the tank looks like, and the shelving unit. All right, guys. So we just wanted to take a minute and introduce you to the lizards. This one is our female.
Her name is Rose.
Her name is Rose. My wife calls her the fat girl. You smiling for the camera? Huh?
And this is our male Monty. And this is my lizard, and he's my pride and joy. Oh, you wrapped around
One thing you
arm?
want to do, you guys got to excuse the noise. That's my wife's parrot. One thing you want to do when you're housing these guys is you don't want to house them together. They're extremely territorial, and the females will rip apart the male just as quick as the male will rip apart the female. So that's why we have two tanks, two enclosures, all of that. We had bearded dragons before, and we had two females, and they were in the same tank together, but we think they were raised together. So they never really bothered each other or went into any space. But you can't never guarantee that you'll get a couple of lizards that will leave each other alone. Generally, he tries to mount her, and she doesn't want anything to do with it, and she will go after him. But anyway, what should we talk about next? Talk about food or
yeah, the food.
Okay. All right, guys. Okay, so as far as food goes for these guys, we usually feed them crickets, and sometimes we feed them roaches. But my wife and I don't really want the roaches in the house in case they get out. But they do get roaches every once in a while, and we've been known to get them the green hornworms, which basically are potato worms. Anyone that has potato plants knows what those green worms look like because they eat the crap out of the potato plants. But these guys, they love them. When you feed them the crickets and the roaches, one thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to dust them. What I do is I usually put some of this stuff. That's the same as this one. We put a little bit of each one of these in a Ziploc bag. We put the crickets in the bag with the dust, and we shake it up, and make sure you cover the crickets completely with the dust, and then you get one of these things and kind of shake the dust off the crickets inside the bag, and then just dump this like that, and just kind of shake it out into the tank.
Yeah.
But
you can feed them. You can feed the crickets and other bugs to them without the dust.
well, they don't get vitamins and calcium just from the bugs themselves. You can do it that way, um, but we don't do it that way. We usually put the dust in the bag and shake the crickets in the dust, and then put the crickets in the tank. Um, Another thing you could do too. These guys they love greens, spinach, kale, um, mustard greens, collard greens.
Want me to go get it?
No, you don't have to get that. I think they understand.
Yeah.
But um, you got to give them a good mixture of greens and bugs. Usually, what we do is we go 3 days with the crickets, or 3 days with crickets and roaches, and then we do 2 days of the vegetables.
Yeah.
They also eat banana slices and papaya and mango. They love mango. And our male, Monty, he loves bananas. He goes crazy for them. But what you want to do when you feed them the greens and the fruit is you want to cut them up kind of small. You don't want the fruit or the vegetables to be bigger than their mouths, because then they won't eat it. But they usually do pretty good on that type of a diet. They also like carrots and bean sprouts, things like that. You don't want to feed them any kind of citrus, like no oranges or any of that crap. They don't do citrus. That'll actually hurt them pretty bad. It could possibly kill them. But I think that's pretty much it for the food. One thing you want to do with the water is you want to change their water every day. Give them fresh water every day. If you don't change their water every day, they could get like bacteria and stuff in the water. Um, Chances are it's probably it'll probably be better just to change the water out completely. Chances are they won't get anything, like if you wash the bowls out and things like that, because you got to wash the food bowls out too.
Yeah.
But let's go to the heat lamps and things next.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. For as far as the light units go, this one right here just has a 150. It's a 150 watt bulb in it. Puts off a lot of heat, and this one is a 10.0 UVB bulb. Yeah, I can't say it again. It's Reptiglow. It's one of these fluorescent type bulbs, 15 watts. And we have one for each one of the tanks. You want to put a UVB bulb and a heat lamp bulb on one side of the tank. And at night, you're going to need one of these, which glows purple, and it's called a moon bulb. It puts out a little bit of heat and a little bit of light for them. You still want to give them a little bit of heat at night. You never want to just shut the lights off and let them get cold. The reason why you want to put your light units on one side of the tank is because the area that has your light units in it, that needs to be about 90 degrees, and the other side of the tank um, needs to be about 5 or 10 degrees lower in temperature. That way, they don't have to be in constant heat all the time.
So if they want to go in the cooler area, they can.
Right, and you want to make sure that you put their food and water in the cooler area, because if you don't, the water will dry out, and the vegetables will wilt and dry out. But anyway, that's basically it for this. Like I said, you want to make sure that one side of the tank is 90 degrees, and the other side is about 5 to 10 degrees lower in temperature. Okay, so as far as lining on the bottom of the tank, you do not want to use things like silica sand or anything like that. They eat it and it clogs up their insides. They can't poop. That's not good. What we have in here in both of these tanks is linoleum. We have the sticky tile, like for kitchen and bathrooms, and we also have a ceramic tile like this. This one right here is actually going in Rose's tank, right along with the other one that's by her lava rock. And that's another thing too. You want to give them something that they can perch themselves up high enough to the light to get all the heat that they can get. She has a lava rock in hers, and Monty down there, he has a ceramic
house.
Well, it's a ceramic rock basically, and each one of them, the ceramic rock and the lava rock, actually have an area where they can go underneath, because sometimes they like to hide, and
Rosie likes to hide in her turtle shell.
Right. Rosie also has a ceramic turtle shell that she hides in. Monty down there, he's got on the other side, on the cooler side of his tank, he's got a hollowed out piece of wood that he goes underneath and climbs all over and stuff. I've even seen him scratch on it, and that's something else too. They scratch on his wooden log. He'll scratch on that, and she likes to scratch on the inside of this turtle shell. And basically, all that does is it kind of wears their claws down a little bit and keeps them trimmed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it, guys. Like I said, they're called, or people call them. Anyway, like I said, guys, they're called a starter lizard, but because they're easier to take care of, but they're definitely not that easy. There's still work that's involved in it. But anyway, guys, we hope you guys liked the video, and tell us what you think. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and
we'll see you next time, and make sure that you subscribe.